What's up, Coach? This time around, no garage gym footage. I stretched this morning, and man, the past 3 days have been brutal in a good way on mobility. I went to the chiropractor yesterday, got a little scraping there. Got this left trap needled, and it was brutal. It felt like he just took, I don't know, a 10 out of 10 shot on my back. And that was rough. What else? Yeah, I got both traps needled. I got both triceps needled. They're tight as crap. So are my forearms. And that's my next project. I got one of my buddies, Big Steven, to pull each leg. And my right hip decompressed in a really severe way. And then I felt some soreness on my left side in a good way. You'll have heard me complain about that in the past, where I have a little bit of back pain on my lower left side. It's not an issue, but my goal is to lift pain-free. It's really not that hard to do. Just take some things. So, yes, really, really good mobility and circulation, drills, exercises, workouts, whatever, the past couple days. Thank you so much for sharing about you getting into fitness and what keeps you going and kind of your past history with that. It's very enlightening and really helps me kind of understand more about you. I find that as important as a coach, as you being my coach, because I'm literally going to be doing everything in my power to please my coach. So you have a lot of power here to say, I'm really disappointed. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. So yeah, you can use that as much as you want. What else? Let's see. Training. Let's talk about that for a minute. Man, my body is beat up in a good way. Again, having that extra accountability of you being there really helps me out. I have a hard time with finishing any work outside of a barbell. So barbell, squat, and bench, then I'll leave because I'm just tired. So I'm probably burning an extra like 500 calories. So my weight's actually staying like below 209 average. And it's usually like 212, 213 for as much as I'm eating right now. And it might go up. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, that's an extra pound of body weight per week that I don't get. And again, that's fine. I really don't want to eat anymore, especially staying healthy. So yeah, weight's good. Movements are really nice. I do have a question about trap versus lat dominant, lat pull down. Is that like a close grip versus a regular wide grip? Because that might make more sense to me. But I'm really practicing bracing as hard as I can in the lat pull down. And by that, I mean pushing my lower back out and squeezing my lower abs and then pulling my shoulders down and keeping them in that position. And I'm feeling it a lot more through the middle back. And so, yeah, that brace is getting better. The hyperextensions really threw me off in a good way. Anything with hyper next to it, usually I stay away from just because it has the word hyper. So hyperflexion, hyperextension, because I'm scared of stacking the spine, normal issues. But with body weight, it's not a big deal. So I was on the chair, hunching over, and then opening up. And after 3 sets of 10, I mean, my back, my erectors, middle traps, everything felt incredible. And I was so pumped. And I still had a good deadlift session the next day. So I know there's a lot. You might be giving me generic movements, but I have no idea. But there's nothing just easy about them. They're really good. My shoulders are being rebuilt. Again, my trap was let go, so I think my shoulder is about to start moving a lot better, and I'm going to keep doing discovery on that. Yeah, great freaking week. I am super sore after squats and deadlifts, even with less weight. I'm trying to move it as fast as I can. I can feel my blood pressure in my face on squats. I mean, like, I'm usually getting a little bit of acne in here, and my whole, that's a new vein. That's kind of weird. I'm getting a lot of vasodilation, so a lot of blood vessels breaking, which is great because that means I'm pushing hard. And, great point on Monday on my pause squats. I actually felt my femur in my hip girdle squeezing. I felt all the muscle squeezing around it to make it a lot more tight. I had never felt that before, and I think that's due to my lower back not rounding in, so my back is staying a lot straighter, which is going to allow my glutes and my outer quads to squeeze harder. So I actually felt that external rotation on both sides, and usually it's just my right side. So also just really excited about that. Messed up on bench press this week. I did 3x8 Spoto, and then I got to my 5x5 on Tuesday, and I was like, oh crap, today was supposed to be Spoto. So I just did a 5x5 bench and said, you know what, I'm going to be tired. Oh well, I'll be okay. Which was a big teachable moment because I did Spoto at 270, 3x8, and last week was 5x5 with, I don't know, it was not a lot of weight. 220. Yeah. So 50-pound jump for 3 additional reps. I am definitely rebuilding in the shoulder. I guess a lot of it's also nervous system. So you're pushing me more in that my video is a true 5 to 6 RPE. 7 is going to be a lot heavier than I think it is. Which brings me to my next point, RPE setting. Do you want my training day volume to be 7 for that movement? Do you want my last set to be a 7? Do you want every set to be a 7, meaning I might need to go down in weight, or just kind of the middle of that? That would help me out a lot. I think that's it. I've been doing a lot of pickleball, which if you don't know about is hilarious. I play a lot with my wife, and that is a couple hours of easy cardio a few times a week, and it's also a great bonding experience for us. I don't know how it is up in, I think, Michigan. It's cold. That sounds awful. It's really hot here, hot and humid. One more thing I'm working on is just new elements. Considering changing gyms. I walked in this morning and they were doing a podcast in the back room, but there's no ceiling, so the lights were off, music was off, and I had to be quiet. And I'm only stretching, but if I'm lifting, I'm like, dude, I don't know what you want me to do. So general well-being, still excited. Body is beat up in a good way. And I'm excited about keep growing and seeing where we go from here. You have 2 weeks down the road, something like 3x8 at 300 pounds on bench. I think it's like 78%. And that doesn't even make sense. Is that happening, or is that just kind of a random formula that you haven't gone over yet? Not a big deal. I just look forward because that's me. Let me know. Hope you're doing well. I have no idea what training looks like for you. I'm sure you're getting ready for nationals in June, April, May, June. So yeah, you're like, gosh, 6 weeks out. That's exciting. Have fun with it. See ya.